welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. I only have about 15-20 minutes here. Let's make this really quick because what I'm doing is I was doing something in my Dropbox and I started looking at my cards. I'm like, boy, there's a lot of errors here. And I started making, and I realized one, I didn't finish going through all my D-counter cards and converting them all to show counter and taking the D dash off. So let's look at a few corrections, and I'm still going through this. In the meantime, I am recoloring. I'm finished foil, and he looks great. I almost said she. It's not really is a Transformer really male or female? I mean, I love Elita 1, Chromia, and RC and all them, but are they really male or female? A robot's a robot, but we knew what they were doing in the 80s. They were just trying to bring in a bigger audience, more inclusive audience back then, you know. So let's start with the Cortical Psychic patch, which is orange black or Decepticon black. When one of your characters defends, put 2 counters on any upgrade. So it's unlike one of the others that I have where you have to scrap the upgrade after you put 2 or 3 counters, or basically you're nearly filling it up. So you can keep the upgrade with the Cortical Psychic patch, plus you have multiple pip colors on here as well. And then I'm trying to go through a lot of stuff here, guys. Just bear with me. Did I fix that one? Yes, I did. Okay, so Ark Merged is an action using artwork from one of the newer comics, Black and Blue, Decepticon Blue. Your chosen attacker has +2 for battle. When the defender is an Autobot, your attacker has +2 for battle. So if you play Ark Merged, you're going to be able to give your attacker +2 to attack, which is kind of low. We've got better cards than this, but at the same time, if your opponent happens to be playing Autobots, or you're able to get into one of their Autobots, it's going to be, one shy of a fry short of a Happy Meal. No, one shy attack and pierce of a fusion bore from an action card. So it'll be like 2 to attack and pierce 2 for any attacker. It can be deceptive. It doesn't matter what faction the attacker is, but if they're going into an Autobot, it's going to give them additional pierce 2. Okay, and having hidden tracker on them can help break an Autobot with Brave to ensure you're going into an Autobot. When you put this on a melee character, white, green, melee for the green, your opponent's characters do not have Brave. So it's going to break their Brave whatsoever. If they're playing my Throttlebots and they have wide load, and wide load is in his on the right side with Brave, this is going to break that, and you're going to be able to go into one of their other characters or Throttlebots. As an example, play Ark Merged and it's still an Autobot, you're going to get the +2 to attack, pierce 2. Munch Metal. This is put on Dinobots and Beasts only. It is an image from the '86 movie. When the equipped character defends against a character with 2 stars or less more than the equipped character, reduce the total attack damage by the amount of black pips flipped by your opponent. So this is an orange utility with +1 to attack that only Dinobots and Beasts are going to be able to get. So basically, if you have, say, like a 10-star Grimlock, and you have this Munch Metal on a 10-star Grimlock, and your opponent is attacking your Grimlock with, I don't know, a 5-star Flame War or something, just as an example. It has to be at least an 8-star character or less. I put, well, 2 stars less or more, which sounds like an oxymoron. But I mean more of a difference between the starred character. Because I almost put defends against a character with 2 stars less or less. That just didn't sound right. So it's like more of a difference, a bigger difference of having less stars. Or let's see here. Okay, let's try this. When the equipped character defends against a character with a 2-star difference or more less than the equipped character. I have said this out loud so many times, but between hitting pause and pause and record. I think that makes sense. So if you've got this much metal on a Grimlock to give him +1 to attack, and he's defending, you're going to be able to and that character attacking is 8 stars or less, 8, 7, 6, 5, whatever. Reduce the total attack damage by the amount of black pips flipped by your opponent. So yeah, you may be having I like this. It's just trying to get the wording quite right here. So again, we have an aggressive card with defensive properties. Aggressive on the flip, +1 to attack from a utility side. If this is on, say, a 10-star Dinobot, it's 8 stars or less character. They have a heavy blue-black deck. They flip, I don't know, 4 black pips total. Their attack is maybe, say, 7 or something. You're going to have to subtract the 4 black, 4 from the amount of black pips they flipped from that attack of 7. So it's going to be like 3. But they're going to also get the Pierce 3 off the black that they did flip. So it's 3 Pierce 3 instead of 7 Pierce 4. Okay? And so they're still going to attack, get damage on your Grimlock of 3 instead of Pierce 4, depending on what you're flipping and how much his defense is. So I think that's a good way to do that. Wow, that's the best I have ever actually explained something. Let's see here. And I'm running out of time, guys. Quick one-on-one draw is a secret action from a different file. It is orange and black. This has changed. Not only is it's not a Beast War image, it's a G1 image. It was really, really hard to get this screenshot, and it got this screenshot almost on accident, and I really like it. So when one of your characters defends in bot mode against an attacker in bot mode, so this is going to take a little bit of setup while at the same time hoping your opponent attacks you with someone in bot mode, which is 85% of the time. Each player reveals the top card of their deck. If a player reveals a weapon, do 1 damage to an opponent's character. And for good measure, down below, both characters can be damaged this way. This happens before the battle. This happens before the flip. When one of your characters defends, boom, that's the big should be the big exclamation point here. And if you flip quick one-on-one draw, your opponent should moan and groan, but at the same time, if they reveal a weapon, they're going to be able to get an extra non-attack damage on your character even before they attack you. Flip for attack. But if you also reveal a weapon on the top of your deck, and you're not scrapping, you're not drawing, you're just revealing the top card of your deck and you put it back. You reveal the top card of your deck. If you flip a weapon, reveal a weapon, they do it 1 damage to their character. But the way I wrote this, do 1 damage to an opponent's character. So it doesn't have to be the attacker. It can be another character. Same goes with them. They reveal a weapon, they can do 1 damage to one of your characters. It doesn't have to be the defender. So you really have some fun with this. I kind of like that. I like this better than what I had before, which was a game to itself. It almost took you out of the game though. So this seems quicker. This seems better. Ride the Bullet is a white pip armor card. When this defends, reduce the equipped character pierce damage by 1 for each upgrade equipped by the attacker. So if your opponent has, I don't know, I keep deferring back to Living Weapon Megatron, who you can really get a lot of upgrades on when paired up with that other Megatron, and that is just so fun to do. So if he has 4 upgrades on their character, that character with 4 upgrades attacks your character equipped with Ride the Bullet, which is an armor that gives +1 to attack, which is rare. It is a white pip, so you know this is a really wild card. They attack you with a really big swing of, say, I don't know, this is probably not going to sound very big, maybe attack of 10, pierce 8, but they have you've got Ride the Bullet. They've got 4 upgrades. You're going to reduce their pierce by 4, so it's now attack of 10, pierce 4, not 8. Stuff like that. Not truck drill. Where's the one that I was just looking at? There's that card. Okay, Wrong Truck Buddy has changed a little bit. It is still an orange pip with the truck trait in it. It is a secret action card. I had to add the arrows on here. I don't think the arrows were on it in the Dropbox, but it's also changed up just a little bit. So it's a little bit like the force field in a way. But the force field is a utility. This is a secret action for trucks. When one of your defending trucks takes at least 5 or more damage, the defending character only takes 4. So there's that. So it's a secret action version of force field, but it's only for trucks. And originally, when I was testing this with, well, Buddy, it was like, it was greater than this. If your truck was defending, again, you would have to defend in truck mode, in their alt mode for the most part, and that's what base cards are going to help kind of. I don't have anything that changes everything to trucks. I've got some base cards that changes everybody or characters into boats, into Autobots or Decepticons. One that changes everybody, everybody in adding the motorcycle trait if they're in alt mode. Characters into planes, but nothing for trucks. I don't have anything like that. Maybe I should add that to gas station. I don't know. Your turn to burn. Okay, it's the arrows that needed to be added on here. There we go. When one of your characters defends, it's a white pip secret action again. Come on. You may add a weapon to the defender. If you do 1 damage to your attacker. Kind of strong. I have this as an uncommon. So it definitely cannot be in a Junkion deck. But when I've tested playing around with this card, it's hard to get this in play while having a weapon in your hand when you're defending. So just a good word about it may not always pull off. I'm really running out of time, guys. I have to leave y'all and get back to work. Fizzle is a white pip secret action. It was missing the arrows. I got the arrows on there. When one of your characters defends, reduce the attacker's pierce to 0. I hope I don't have too many of these, but this was my original. Fizzle was the very first one. It's a new high-res image as well. The Tangler gun, white pip blue. Only ranged characters can get the defense on the flip for this. Reveal when one of your characters defends. When revealed, your opponent flips their attacker before the attack. Or maybe I should say before battling or before the flip. Your opponent flips their attacker before flipping for battle. That's I think Matthew would agree with that. I think your opponent flips their attacker before flipping for battle. So if they got their Optimus or whatever character in their bot mode and their attack is 7 and they're about to go into you with a nice bold 2 or 3 or something crazy, this needs to be non-faction. No, non-faction. It's not changing to non-faction. Shucks. I've got to get this changing. I've got a faction on here. It doesn't need a faction. I had a maximal faction on here because it was from Beast Wars, but I got to fix the Tangler gun so it doesn't show a faction. Crap. I think I know how I can get that fixed, but so your opponent flips their attacker before flipping for battle. So they may not get as big of an attack as they wanted to with the Tangler gun, because that's also trying to incorporate how it worked in the show. Did we go over Nefarious Plans? A blank pip. It is a star. Originally, this was when one of your characters defends, draw 4 and plan 4. But I've changed it. Draw up to 4 cards, and you may plan up to how many cards we're drawing. So you don't have to draw 4, but you can. It can be easily a draw 4 card. That's why it's a star card, because plan is not something you have to do as well. And I was really just trying to get Megatron's face, but I kind of got that in between, so you can kind of just see the disc, the golden disc from the Mars rover, or whatever it was supposed to be from, and his face at the same time. And I just left it. Okay, guys, I've gone over time, but let's look at the Absorption Cube real quick, which is a double black pip with the leader traits on both. Only the leaders, your leader character, is going to be able to get the double pierce on the flip from this. Put this on your lowest character. This is a utility which should only have 1 to attack. I had 2 on here. I understand utilities should only have like 1 attack or defense along with its ability, unless it's like was a character like Power Master, Type Master, something like that, Weaponizer, etc. So when you put this on your lowest starred character, so if they're all the same amount of stars, if you're playing with a combiner team, it can go on anybody. You can choose anybody. When this is scrapped, I gotta log in for work, guys. When this is scrapped, put on the next lowest starred character on your team. When you put this on a character, scrape a card from your hand, then draw a card. So it gives an equipped leader +1 to attack. So if you're trying to play, I have noticed trying to play all leaders is not easy. I mean, we do have a 6-star Bumblebee leader, but we don't have a lot of leaders. Sounds like I'm talking like a soda bottle. Oh golly, I'm so late for work. But it's hard to play all leaders. I'll just put it that way. Unless you're just using all the leaders from the combiner teams all together. Play like oh gosh, not Mix Master. The truck from Minosaur and Hotspot and Silverbolt, etc., and you just play them all together. You could do that, and so every time you could put this on a character. When it's scrapped, you put it on the next on another character, and since they're all leaders, they're gonna all be able to get 2 attack off this utility, but they're not all gonna work very well together. They really wouldn't, because they're meant for their teams. So there's that, but the more the point to this was, you get this, put this on your, you got let's say you got a 5-star, or maybe a 4, a 6, and a 7, and an 8. This would have to go on the 4-star character first in order for it to be introduced into the game. If you have all 4 of them on the table, so that's a total of 25 stars right there: 4, 6, 7, and 8. Once this is it knocked off the 4-star character, or whether it's scrapped or KO'd, it goes on the 6-star character. If something happens with the 6-star character, it goes on the 7. If the 7-star character is KO'd or the 6-star character is KO'd, and you have the 4-star and the 8-star left, and then you have an Absorption Cube start on the 4-star character, it's still in play, it gets knocked off, it goes ahead and it gets put on the only character left on the table, and that's the 8-star. That's fine. So something to think, something that's not only going to be passed around to your characters, that is going to be hard to scrap, that each time it's passed around you're going to be able to have some draw power at the same time. So this is a very weird card. It is a rare card because of its wild functionality. Maybe it needs a star. Maybe it needs a star. Let me know. But I gotta quit. I gotta get back to work. I didn't realize what time it was. So we'll see you next time. This is really going through a lot of random cards through my insane amount of repertoire here, and just getting corrections done and moving them all into the Dropbox. Because like I said, I was looking at my Dropbox last night, and I'm like, whoa, some of these are really, really bad, and really need corrections, really need updates. Arrows missing, arrows where the system didn't put the theme together, etc., etc. Verbiage, text, taking factions off cards that don't need factions, etc., etc. So, and the Absorption Cube is actually, let's change this if it'll let me change. I'm going to change this. I have black and both the leader traits on the black. I'm going to change one of these to Autobot. So that it will still warrant it being an Autobot faction card, because I like it showing all red. It just looks really cool. But it can go on any character. It can go on Autobots or Decepticons, or anything else for that matter. So we'll see you next time. Sorry to go this long. So many more cards to correct and to go through, that I have been trying to fix and update. We'll see you next time. I'm logging in for work. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Have a blessed day. And as always, Autobots, let's flip out and let's roll.